Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is Stephen.
And this is Michael, and we are the Movie Bros React, and we are having a wonderful time tonight. Hey, Big Tank, and hey, Jason, how's it going?
Hey,
Thanks
guys.
for joining our little video soiree
Mm,
as we get together and talk about 1981. The year is 1981.
the world is controlled by one power. Yeah.
B. Um,
Ah,
anyway, we sidetrack a lot
always. All the time.
every day in every way.
We're getting
Uh,
better.
so Steve and I decided to start this up. We did it last week, impromptu on Wednesday, and it was such a big hit, and we had such a good time. We did 1980, and we started talking about the five different genres of movies, and then we ranked them according to how we like them. So this week we're doing 1981, and I didn't remember all these movies back in 1981 uh,
Hmm.
until I looked at them. I mean, I remember them, and I remember seeing them. I just didn't realize it was 1981 when they came out, if that makes sense.
Total does. Total sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I agree, and it's weird when you see the years because I don't remember the years these things came out either. I was so young,
Hmm.
and I just remember the movies. But just want to shout out real quick too to Mayanne. Hey Mayanne, what's going on? Glad you're here. And look who's here, man. The bearded one himself. What's up, Eric? Glad you're here, my friend. And Jason, you already said hello to. What's up, Jason? And then Katie's popping in.
Katie,
Hey, my friend. What's going on, Katie?
may
It's
the
great to
force be
see
with
you.
you, Katie.
Yeah. All right. So I'm with you, Michael, going through the list of our 81 movies. No, not our 81 movies, our movies from 1981. It was really interesting to see all of those movies that, if you'd have put me in a blindfold and said, guess what year, and I
Yeah,
would have picked, I probably would have missed it on some of these.
I
So,
probably missed every single one.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely not what my memory recalled for some of these. I would have thought they would have been a little bit later in the years, but
There was one actually that I was thinking of today, and I was like, I wonder what year that came out, and I pulled it
mm,
up, and it was 1981, and it's like one of my favorite movies that I didn't even have on the list. So now it's like
nice.
one of my you know uh, not
Hmm.
my favorite, but it's an honorable mention. So
Okay, nice.
yeah.
Well, guys, here's how we're gonna do this, and I hope that everyone watching will join us in the fun. All right.
Hmm.
So we're doing this by 5 different genres. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give each of us are gonna give our personal favorite movie in 1981, just 1981, had to come out that year. We're gonna give it for horror, for comedy, for action, for sci-fi, and drama. Those are the
Drama. Yeah.
5 genres, okay? One of for each one. And then we're going to give honorable mentions as well on maybe some of them, maybe not all of them, but maybe all of them. We'll just wait till we get to them. So what we'd like you to do in the chat as we go through each genre, list your favorite horror movie, action movie, as we're going along, and we want to see what your guys favorites are, and we'll talk about them in the chat. We'll see if they match or if they're different, and it's just a lot of fun to see kind of go down memory lane. And
Hmm.
obviously a lot of you, including us in some cases, saw these movies much later
Yes.
sometimes, and that's okay. What matters is just that we want to pick your brains as you guys are here to pick our brains as we talk about our favorite movies that were released that year. And Katie says she loves this series. Well, awesome, Katie. I'm so
Thanks,
glad
Katie.
and we're going to keep doing this every week. We're going to do 82 next week, 83. We're going to go all the way through the decades, guys. So if you guys like this, stick around. This is going to be a regular show, and we're going to try to keep it to about an hour, so it's not going to be a long, drawn out show. We're going to kind of keep the pace moving so that way you can tune in for an hour. It won't take all night. And, you can hear our thoughts kind of quickly and we can hear your thoughts as well. So,
I'm personally interested. I want us to like pause when we say, okay,
yeah.
Steve, let's go through our drama section.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see, when the people like look at 1981, if they choose the same videos as me or you, which
Mm.
one you chose, and it'd be kind of interesting to see who wins if we didn't choose the same ones.
Absolutely. It's going to be neat to see that. And what'll be really cool too, like you say, is if, you know, people in the chat pick movies that we didn't even
Mm.
have on our list at all. Like it wasn't even on our radar.
Or didn't even know that was in 1981.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's going to be some, there's no doubt. So, and with our audience, you guys in the chat, you're very smart movie buff and movie minded folks. And so you guys are always coming up with stuff that blows me away on our live streams. And so I'm excited to see exactly what you guys are going to pick. So, and if you're not sure yet, like right now, like when the movie came out, don't worry, you have plenty of time to Google it because it's all
Yeah,
there.
Google's our friend.
Yes, it is. Super quick information at your fingertips. And believe me, you'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh, wow. I'm sure you'll be surprised like we were. So, all right. So, how about we start off with horror, Michael? We
Okay.
last week we started with horror, and we worked our way in it with drama. Um, so it worked good last week. So how about we start this with horror and go
Okay.
from there?
Okay. So the genre is horror. So
Okay.
everybody out there in the land, you let us
Mhm.
know what is your favorite horror movie of 1981.
Oh,
And while we're talking, we have a
oh, yes, Michael. So yes, we have some things to talk about. Go ahead.
yes. Actually, Steve, you, okay, I'll tell
You
them.
want me to? You want to
No,
sell
it's
them?
all,
I
oh
get
no.
that. Whatever.
So if you look at the ticker, we set up a Venmo, and for people who really, really, really want to get their shout outs or whatever mentioned, we have super chats that you can send through Venmo. So we thought we'd set that up for anybody who was, excited to say something, ask a question, whatever, we set that up.
Mhm.
Also, we have Patreon if you want to become a patron. And we have some wonderful patrons that we love to thank because it really helps our channel. We have three tiers
Three.
right now.
Mhm.
The first one is May the Force Be With You, and that's Kyle from Flet's Movies and Pop Culture. We have Get to the Chopper. That's Bye Polar. And get ready for a surprise. Jennifer Armstrong, Valerie Janowski, and Denisha Lang. So
Yes.
thank you very much, patrons. We really
Yes, we
appreciate you.
appreciate it. We sure do. And again, like I mentioned before, guys, we have folks that have reached out to us directly and said, hey, you guys aren't monetized yet. How else can we help you guys grow? And so that's what's brought this on. And as Mike just mentioned, we don't have super chats available through YouTube yet because you have to be a monetized channel. That's 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch time hours. But we've created an avenue for super chats just in case those of you who may want to help the channel grow, expand our resources, and different things like that. So we do have that available, as Michael said. There it is. Should you want to send one, don't feel obligated, but should you want to send one, this will move your comment to the front of the line. We'll get you up first in front of everyone else for your questions and comments. And obviously, whatever your donation is goes to the channel, and it does really help us out a tremendous amount. Helps keep the light on for the Movie Bros Reacts channel. So there it is. If you go to Venmo, just put in at the Movie Bros Reacts, send in the super chat and your comment, and we are monitoring the Venmo about every 5 minutes. We're refreshing it, and we will get your comment right in should you send it. All right, so this is the first night we're debuting our Venmo Super Chat. So there it is, guys, just in case. And if you forget, it's on the ticker at the bottom, which I'm going to put up again right now. There it is. So it'll be there all stream long for you if you want to use it.
All right. So
Okay.
we are in the genre of horror right now.
Jennifer.
So, hey, Jennifer. So go ahead and let us know what was your favorite horror genre of 1981.
Horror movie of
Horror movie.
1981.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you, Katie. There we go. That's a direct link for it. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Let's do it, Michael. Why don't you kick us off, buddy?
All right. My horror movie of 1981.
Okay.
I think it was actually yours too, or else no, I don't
Nope,
I don't think it is.
it's not.
It might be honorable mention for you.
Could be.
So it was An American Werewolf in London. It freaked me out.
Mhm.
Should I go on and talk about my honorable mention or
No, go ahead. Actually, this was not on my list, so go ahead and park for on this if you want to talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, it had John Landis, David Naughton, Griffin Dunne, Jenny Agutter, and John Woodvine in it, and it's about two American students are in Britain and they're attacked by a werewolf out in the middle of nowhere. I think one of them dies, and another one's like gets clawed up or something, and he becomes a werewolf.
Mhm.
And kind of like freaked me out when I saw it back then because I was really young.
Yeah, man.
The movie that I thought that is my honorable mention. Actually, there were two
Okay.
honorable mentions. One is this one, Howling.
Yeah.
Let's see, and that had Dee Wallace.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Legend.
Christopher Stone, Dennis Dugan, John Carradine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Kevin McCarthy, Belinda Bolonsky, and it's a television newswoman is sent to remote mountain resort where residents may not be what people think they are. But the one I saw today, I was thinking of today, and I was like, oh, I wonder what year that came out. It was 1981.
Mm-hmm.
It was by Sam Raimi. It was Bruce Campbell, Ellen Sandweiss, Richard Domenicore. I remember seeing that with Steve for the first time.
Yes, sir.
We picked it up.
Yep.
And saw it. And I actually like Evil Dead 2 better, but it's a classic. They started, it's the first one that it started it all.
That's where it all began.
Yep, it was where it all began. So those are my 1 and 2 honorable mentions.
Well, Eric is coming in with Evil Dead. That's his number 1 horror of 81 as well. It was, yeah, absolutely. Jennifer says Evil Dead has to take the cake. Such a classic movie. Yeah, it's like I can't disagree with Evil Dead. I mean, that's a great choice. It's a really great choice.
I just got freaked out when that vine violated that girl.
That was horrible. Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, Evil Dead was a great one. It was, but I went with a different direction on this one. I actually have 3. I have 1 and 2 honorable mentions, and
Just like me.
just like you, I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions. The first one is a Wes Craven film that I haven't seen in a while, but it's really good. It actually has a mystery element to it, which is I like a lot.
Music at the Heart.
It's not Music of the Heart, dude. This is 1981. Come on now.
That was a horror movie, right?
Oh, no, my gosh. Anyway, guys, my choice for my honorable mention first one is Deadly Blessing. And Deadly Blessing, it's kind of more of a I don't want to say obscure, maybe it's a lesser known Craven movie. I believe it is technically his third film because he did Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, and then Deadly Blessing came in '81. So this is Wes's third motion picture.
Hey Steve, that picture on
Yeah.
the that's no Sharon Stone.
Oh yeah, she's actually in the movie, as you can see up there. Funny thing is, this movie is Sharon Stone's first film.
Oh wow.
Yes, and so it's interesting because Wes had Sharon Stone's first film, and then 3 years later, he had Johnny Depp in his very first motion picture in Nightmare on Elm Street. So Wes started Sharon Stone and Johnny Depp's career, and it also makes the line in Scream, what you just quoted, "She's no Sharon Stone," even more funny because it's directly tied to Wes Craven having started her career back in '81. So it's kind of funny. It's like an inside joke as well. But yes, it's Deadly Blessing, and for those of you who haven't seen it, it's basically like when a member of an extreme religious community, almost like an Amish type community, one of them dies in this mysterious accident, and then his wife is left to face all of those who may have sinister designs on her. It's like she's trying to figure out what's going on and who killed him. Remember that, Mike? We saw it
Yes,
together.
I do. And I only remember the very end of the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That freaked me out.
Yes, that's right. That was that. Me too. And it was it was a pretty darn good movie. I liked it. And
Well, they kept telling her to she needed to stay away from the devil or something like that. And
yeah, man. Yeah, it was interesting. And I'd like to see it again. It's been years. And I've always talked about watching it again, and I haven't done it in a while. But anyway, this definitely is honorable mention. Jennifer says, "I love Ernest Borgnine. He always cracks me up." Yeah, Ernest, he's got a
I
big
was
role in it.
about to say love Ernest Borgnine. I just don't remember him in it.
He's like the head father or
Oh, is
grandfather
he?
figure. He's like like way up there. Hey, what's up, Eric over at Two Boys?
Hey,
Says
two boys.
what's up, man? Says the snake sequence in that movie was replaced with Freddy Krueger's glove later on. Oh, no, did not know that. That's cool, man.
Well, Steve,
So,
we just got a super
oh,
chat from
hey,
Bearded Entertainment.
hey, Eric and me, our very first super chat on the Movie Bros React. Thank you so much, Eric. Okay, what do we got from Eric? What do we got, Michael? What's the super chat from Eric?
It's a $5 super chat,
All right.
but it doesn't have any question.
Okay,
It just
Eric, shoot us your question here in the chat. The next thing that comes up from you, brother, you're right up. We're putting you up. You're first up from
either
Eric.
question or
Comment.
whatever video you want Steve to play short.
Oh
Right?
yeah, if you got a specific super chat clip, I've got my full library loaded up of clips. So Eric, you're my friend. You know what's cool, Michael, and everyone in the chat. You may not know this. Eric at the Bearded Entertainment gave the very first super chat on Craven Something Scary. No joke. He was my first super chat of the channel. And now, Eric, dude, you are the first super chat of the Movie Bros React. You've done it now on both channels. That is amazing, bro.
Thank you,
That's
Eric.
so cool. Thank you, man. For real.
That's humbling.
That is humbling. It's really, really awesome, man. Oh, look at here. Eric says, no question, really. Just want to support the friends. Oh, dude. But I'll happily take a work safety clip. You dude. Tell you what, Eric, this is our first super chat. We're going to do two for you. Two work safety clips to get off our inaugural super chat. Eric, that is really sweet of you, bro. And Eric, the Two Boys, you're right. Eric is very awesome guy, super amazing friend, and is so talented. He's like, every time I think I've seen everything he can do, he'll message me and show me something he's working on. And I'll be like, dude, just incredibly talented. And It's truly a blessing, Eric, to be your friend and to know you.
It's a deadly blessing.
No, it's not a deadly blessing. It's a wonderful blessing. Okay, so let me get this poster off here. So, okay, Eric, here we go. I know there's a couple that I remember you really like. One I know you really like, and we're going to start with that one. Here we go, Eric, for our very first super chat, Michael.
Yay.
Here we go.
I'm working overtime because I want to take my family on a nice vacation. Soon to get a call telling them I was killed in an accident. But hey, I'm wearing a busted harness here. And the company should have checked those tanks.
It's been an accident!
Dude,
That's
horrible.
That's horrible.
It is. And here we go. One more, Eric. One more, Eric. Here we go.
I just figured I could reach over, make the measurement, and I'd be done with the job. I knew better than to wear my gloves when I was operating a lathe. I knew better than to calibrate while the lathe was running. It was a stupid mistake, and it's one I'll be paying for the rest of my life.
Oh, dude. Woo.
Okay.
There you
Jennifer
go.
Armstrong just sent us a super chat
Oh, no. All
for
right.
$10, man.
Oh,
She
Jennifer.
says, just because you two are amazing, love you guys. Always a treat to hang out and laugh.
Oh, Jennifer, that's so kind. Thank you so, so much. Jennifer says that clip always makes me laugh. Me too. Jennifer, that's so sweet. Thank you so
very
much. Really, really. Jennifer, if you have a clip in mind, really, just put it in the chat right now, and we'll be happy. I'd be more than happy to play a special clip. If you have, I'll just play whatever. I got a whole bunch, but
one I have not heard in a long time or seen you play in a long time.
What's that?
Not that Jennifer wants to watch this, but it's the spicy mustard one.
Oh, dude, spicy mustard should make its debut on the Movie Bros Reacts channel here for Super Chat. I'll tell you what, Jennifer, we're going to do spicy mustard, but if you have another clip in mind, just put it in the chat right now and we'll play it. Then we're going to get back to our movies. But thank you guys for sending these Super Chats. It's so generous of you guys, really.
Thank you very much.
Okay, she says, yes, spicy mustard time. All right, here we go. Everybody get your hot dog emojis ready to start spamming the chat with you have my permission to spam the chat with hot dog emojis. Here we go. And the most important part, guys, is you got to sing. You've got to sing the song because Michael and I, though we can't hear you, we can feel the energy.
We can feel the vibrations.
We can feel the energy. So please, if you're in an environment where you can sing out loud, do it. We'll do it, and let's do it together. Here we go.
Do you feel the hunger tonight? Are you a little hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite, if you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can because I'm a hot dog.
Wow.
My dog scared the crap out of me.
Dude, thought you were going to pass out.
It came up, put his arm on my shoulder, and I was like freaking out.
Eric says, I'm about to belt this song loud. Jennifer, there's them hot dogs. There we go. Two Boys says, everyone's singing. You know this. I do know it, man. I know you guys were.
So funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Did
Did Eric send that to you?
That was sent by Brett James Bishop, dude.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
He made the T-shirts and everything.
He actually bought the hot dog costume, the same one, and he bought a wig to match it.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, there's footage on one of my live streams, guys, with Brett wearing that costume. It's seriously. All right, Jennifer, again,
Thank
and
you,
Jared,
Jennifer.
thank you both for,
Yeah,
for
thank
your
you both.
super chats tonight. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Let me get on to my second honorable mention for
Yeah.
horror.
You
Or
thought we wouldn't
horror
make an hour.
I know. That's okay. For horror,
Horror.
let's see here. You know what? Hang on a second. Let me see. I think this is one that didn't I think it didn't overload for me earlier. Hold on a sec. I got it right here though. Don't worry.
You can.
Okay, I got it. Here we go. So my next honorable mention from 1981, ladies and gentlemen, it is yes, John Carpenter's Halloween 2. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why is this not number one? Well, I'll tell you in a minute what my number one is. But Halloween 2 is in my opinion, a very solid sequel. You know, it does take place in a hospital, the whole movie, but there's something creepy about me. Look, I just got out of a hospital for 2 months. It's a creepy place. All right. The hallways go forever. And there's not a
Yeah.
lot of people on there at night. It's a limited crew. It's creepy. Okay. And so
How many horror movies have hospitals? It seems like
lot.
it's like half of them.
Yes. I mean, 2 Scream films now have had hospitals as a huge focus. Scream 4's finale, Scream 5 with Tara and Dewey's death in the hospital. You know, thankfully in Scream 6 we didn't get a hospital scene. So Gail and Mindy were in the hospital. But we didn't see it.
Scream 7, everybody's in the hospital.
They're all recovering. Exactly. But seriously, guys, I won't spend a lot of time on Halloween 2. You guys know Halloween 2. It's a great sequel. If you happen to have not seen this movie somehow, you should totally watch it. It's a great Michael Myers film.
And the ambulance driver, who was he?
Is Lance Guest, who, if you don't know Lance Guest, you need to know him because he's in The Last Starfighter,
Which is a fantastic
yes, one of my most favorite sci-fi movies, hands down.
movie watch.
Oh, absolutely, Michael. Any day. I would do anytime you want to do it here on the Movie Bros, we'll do that.
Okay.
Jennifer, you are 100% correct. There's no doubt about that, dude. It is seriously.
The one movie I saw that creeped me out with with hospitals was The Exorcist 3 with George C. Scott, where
Never saw it.
this lady's walking down it's a hospital and she's walking down, she's a nurse, and all of a sudden you see this thing like crawl across the aisle.
No.
And she like goes in there and flips on the switch, and it's just man, it's like it creeped me out, dude. I almost jumped over the seat.
Yeah. No, thanks. Now here comes my number one, guys, for 1981. And this is a movie I would love to do a watch party on because it is a true whodunit. It is very much, it's like an episode of Scooby-Doo in a lot of ways. And I can't say any much more because it would give it too much away.
What type of horror is it? Slasher?
It would be classified as a slasher. It would.
Okay.
But there's a lot of elements to it. And it is I'm telling you, it is a whodunit mystery you're trying to solve and figure out, and it's really, really good. And all the way to the very last of the end of the movie, it's like, oh my gosh, okay. And I highly recommend this movie. I don't but it is called Happy Birthday to Me. That poster's horrible. I don't know why they chose that for the poster, but it is, and you see it's from the producers of My Bloody Valentine, the original. It is really good, and it stars the actress from Little House on the Prairie.
Melissa Gilbert?
No, oh no, it's the other one.
Oh, the blonde-headed one.
I think so. Gosh darn it. What's her name? Forgot to. I was gonna document her name so I could. Hang on a second. It's really really. I'm telling you right now. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. Yeah, Melissa Sue Anderson. It's Melissa Sue Anderson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and this movie is a fun watch. It's a great whodunit. It would be a really fun watch party with a group. Yeah, it would be really good. Um, Two Boys says great film. Yeah, it really is. Nathan says I love Happy Birthday to Me. Hey Nathan,
Hey, Nathan.
welcome to the stream. Absolutely, it's a really good show, really good movie, and basically the premise of it is that her name is Preppy. She says, could she be the one that's skewering classmates who skipped her birthday party years before?
Oh gosh.
Her classmates are all dying. Someone's killing her classmates who happened to skip her birthday party from, a few years back. And so
Hmm.
who's doing it? They're trying to figure it out. And anyway, I won't go on and on about it. It's really good. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend it. That's my number one horror movie of 81 right there.
Wow, I never would have
Yes.
guessed that.
Over Halloween too, man. That's how much I like that movie. All right, let's keep moving. We're going to now move to comedy, Michael. What is
Comedy or drama?
It doesn't matter. You pick the next category.
Let's do drama real quick. I know one of the ones I have for a honorable mention. I'm not sure, but you have one too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching this movie on TV.
Okay.
And the only reason I liked it was because of the music. Chariots of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching them run down running down the beach. And it had Ben Cross, Ian Charleston, Ian Holm, Nigel Havers, Nicholas Farrell, and John Guyland, and it's about two British track athletes. One's Jewish, another one's a devout Christian, and they're trying to win the 1924 Olympics, and all that goes on about that. So yes, the soundtrack was fantastic. Vangelis did the soundtrack, and I think I wore the tape out in my mom's car because I wanted to hear it so much. And it's just, the music was fantastic, made you want to just run, So that was my honorable mention. And my number one for drama, which I actually saw this in the movie theater, and it totally messed me over, was this.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's Taps.
Yes, Tom Cruise, man. I forgot about Taps.
Taps, I think, is a very underrated movie. It had Tom Cruise, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, George C. Scott, Giancarlo Esposito, who is Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Ronnie Cox, Evan Handler, and a whole bunch of, just a fantastic cast. These are like huge actors when they were like young, and they got them all together to do this movie. And it was such a heart-wrenching movie. I left the movie feeling like 2 inches tall after I saw it, and it was like so depressing and just heart-wrenching movie. But I would suggest anybody watch it. It was so good, at that time. And I don't really go for drama, and those kind of movies, but it was a fantastic movie.
Taps, dude. Wow.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did see it. I completely forgot about that movie. I saw it back then. I know I saw it with my dad, because my dad was the movie buff in the house, right? He was literally. It was a tradition in the house where we get the the Sunday paper, which would come out like on Fridays, usually,
Oh yeah.
Friday night or whatever. And we'd get the big paper for the weekend. And it was tradition that we would sit down, my dad and I, at the kitchen table, and we'd open up the newspaper to the entertainment section, and we'd go straight to the theater listings because it would have the theaters listed, the times, and the movies. And we would go and see what's showing and what came out that week. And we would circle what we wanted to go, and we would go. Dad would take me, and my mom, she didn't really like to go to movies. She'd stay home.
Oh
But
really?
yeah, she didn't care about going. Now when home rentals came out and VCRs came out, oh, that was a different story. We go rent movies. She would watch movies galore.
Mm.
But as far as like going to the theaters, she would go sometimes, but not. She wasn't big on it. Now she loved to go to see Splash.
Oh
And I
yeah.
can't wait for the year we get to Splash because it's going to be real soon when that movie came out. But anyway, we would go, and every weekend, Dad would take us to a theater, and we would go watch movies. And usually what came out that week. So I know I saw it in theaters. I just don't remember it that well. So anyway,
Here's a quick trip down memory lane for
Yeah.
me and Steve.
Mhm.
Steve and I were in Houston, and we would hang out all the time. I was staying with my grandparents.
Mhm.
Steve was with his parents, and we would go. We'd say, "Hey man, go see a movie. There's a movie coming out. Really want to see."
Mhm.
We'd hit the 10 o'clock viewing of that movie, and it was at AMC theaters when AMC just brand new AMC theaters had just come out to Houston.
Yep.
10 o'clock in the morning. We didn't
Mhm.
leave there till 8 o'clock at night because we'd go from
Yep.
movie to movie to movie and
Mhm.
watch all the movies.
That's right.
And I think our record was like 4 movies in a row.
It was. We got out of there like at midnight, and we were fried, like fried. We were in front of a movie screen all day.
It's like we would call people and they would come meet us for specific movies, and then we'd go to the next movie and they would leave and
Yep.
another person would join us. I think my aunt even joined us for one movie.
I think so, dude. Yeah. We would that I will never forget. And then I remember there was one night, that one day we did that, and we ended the night with back-to-back dark movies. We watched like I think it was like the Blair Witch 2 and
Oh man, that was
and,
a horrible movie.
well, and then right after that, we went right to Devil's Advocate with Al
Oh,
Pacino and Keanu Reeves. And dude, I remember this. I don't know if you remember this, but we got out of the theater. It was like 12:30 in the morning, and we had watched those two back to back. And we went to the house and we crashed, that night. And I remember the next morning when we got up, both of us had nightmares that night.
mhm.
Both
Oh
of us
yeah,
did. Do you remember that?
I remember about nightmares. Yeah,
Yes, both of us had nightmares that night. It was because our spirits were heavy, dude. They were so dark, and
I, I retract my statement on saying that the Blair Witch 2 was bad. It was it was a heavy, dark movie,
yes,
and it wasn't actually bad. It was just
right.
it should have been like a standalone movie. They shouldn't have called it Blair Witch 2 because it didn't really
No.
seem like it had anything to do with Blair Witch.
Right.
But
Agreed.
it was actually a really good movie.
Yes, it was good. And it's just the way it ended. It was just so like messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a messed up movie, but it was good. You're right. It was done well. I think I agree. All right, and for me now, for my drama, I did have Chariots of Fire was my number one.
Oh, okay.
That was my number one, but I did have an honorable mention, and it is called Blowout from 1981, of course, with the Mr. Dancer himself,
Patrick Swayze?
John Travolta.
Oh,
Actually, yeah.
that Blowout. Okay.
Yeah, the one with John Travolta starred in it, and he was a master sound recordist, right? Who worked on grade B horror movies, and then late one evening, he was recording sounds to use in his movies, and he hears something unexpected through his sound equipment and records it, and curiously gets the better of him when the media becomes involved. He begins to unravel the pieces of a conspiracy. and he tries to end up struggling to survive his shadowy enemies and exposes the truth, but then he doesn't know who he can trust. So it's one of those kind of conspiracy movies and who do you trust kind of things. So anyway, if you guys haven't seen that one, it was a pretty decent movie, and it's also directed by Brian De Palma, the great Brian De Palma. So that was my honorable mention for drama. My number one choice was Chariots of Fire. Fire. All right. So we got drama done. So we have 3 categories left. We've got comedy, action, and we've got sci-fi. And I think let's shift gears now from drama to comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And so I'm going to start us off on this one, and I'll go with my honorable mention. It is, dude, it's the one and only, and there's not really much to say about this movie because I think most people just know what this movie is. It's a one and only Porky's.
Dude, that's my honorable mention too. So
Is it really?
both do it at the same time.
That's awesome. Okay.
So I pulled up do you have the information on it?
I was just going to read the synopsis, for
Okay.
everyone.
Go for it.
So basically, in like one sentence, if you don't know what Porky's is by chance, it's set in the 50s, in 1954, okay? And it's a group of Florida high school guys try to help his buddy lose his virginity. That's the whole thing. And then it leads them to seek revenge on a sleazy nightclub owner and his redneck sheriff brother that harasses them in the movie. So it just turns into this whole, just insanity is what it turns into. And there's so many scenes. There's just so much. There's so much in this movie. I can't really say a whole lot more about this film other than if you haven't seen it,
You
just-
should.
you should. It's ultimate. You just remember how movies were made in the 80s.
It's a one-time watch. I mean,
It's a one-time watch for sure.
it's got some vulgarity, but I
It
mean,
does.
I would be willing to do a live watch of it. As long as you're 18
Prepared.
or older.
Yeah, I mean, this is an adult, not like X-rated, but I mean, it's rated R, but
It
it's
should have
for
been
adults.
NC-17 actually.
There is nudity in this movie. I mean, it's seriously like you got to be used. Viewer discretion is very advised on this.
Look at this, Steve.
Oh, Jennifer, I feel like I have a hole in my classic movie viewing. Yeah. And you do, Jennifer. You do. It's a one-time watch. It's one of those movies where you want to watch it and be like, okay, all right, I can check it off. I saw that classic from the 80s. Eric, you're right. It's a hard R. Exactly. It's about
NC-17.
yeah. It's oh, your grandmother loved it. That's hilarious.
Your
Oh.
grandma sounds awesome.
That's awesome, dude. So I haven't seen it in a decade. I haven't either, bro. I haven't seen it literally probably since like the mid 80s.
That's so funny, Eric. You say that about your grandma because Steve, tell them about what your aunt did to your grandma when she took her to the Disney movie, supposedly Disney movie.
Oh, dude. So my aunt loves horror movies. She still does, always has. And my grandma could not stand horror movies, man. She liked the sweet movies, and stuff. And so my aunt used to, would kind of trick her sometimes and not tell her what they were going to the movies to see. And so one time they were in there and she's like, "Hey, Granny, we're going to go see a movie." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "What are we going to see?" She's like, "Oh, we're going to go see a Disney movie." She's like, "Oh, great." She was all excited about it. And so they went. She had no idea what she was going in to watch. So she takes her in there. They get inside the theater and sit down. And it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 74. And Granny said, she's like, "Oh," she says, please, I felt so bad for that man in the wheelchair. She's like, please don't hurt that man in the wheelchair. That's all I remember her saying all the time. I was like, oh no. She's like, I felt so bad for him. I'm like, poor. I said, man, aunt. I talked to my aunt. I said, that's just wrong. But she did that all the time to Granny. Granny was a good sport. She was awesome.
Your dad was a great sport too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, they were all really great sports. Eric says funny with ratings back then. Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
crazy.
It was like G, PG, and R,
And R.
and
That's
then
it.
and then X.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right. That's funny, Eric.
Eric and his liberal grandparents.
That's awesome. That's really funny. Okay, now Michael, my number one, I don't know if I think this is on your list. I'm not sure if it's your number one or not, but for me, my number one comedy from 81 is the movie Stripes.
That's mine too.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I described Porky, so why don't you describe Stripes for everybody?
So Stripes is let's see. It has Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, John Candy,
Mm-hmm.
PJ Souls, Sean Young, Warren Oates, John Larroquette, and so many more. I mean, it's just a pack full of like all these star actors, and it's I'm trying to look at to find if it's a war comedy starring Bill, yeah, whatever. Trying to find the plot.
Well,
Do you have it?
yeah, I've got it here.
Okay.
So basically, it's about like Bill Murray is a hard luck cabbie,
Hmm.
and he's directionless after he gets fired and dumped by his girlfriend. So he enlists in the army with his close pal Russell, who's Harold Ramis.
Hmm.
And after he barely gets through basic training, he emerges as the figurehead for a ragtag band of misfits. However, his hijinks threaten to cause an international scandal when he inadvertently commandeers a military assault vehicle behind enemy lines. And so that is the basic plot of the Stripes. Yeah.
So funny that Harold Ramis and Bill
Bill
Murray
Murray.
were
Mhm.
both in Ghostbusters too. Also,
That's right.
such a funny movie. So many great scenes. I'd love to do a movie watch on that too.
Yeah, man. So many movies that would be great watch parties, dude. So many.
And it stands the test of time. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
know,
true.
some of the movies are so aged, you're like,
Yes.
but others are like, it's just they're every time you watch them, they're just like so fresh. Fresh.
It's true. All right. We got
That's
two
awesome.
categories. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. You and I were synced up on both of those in
Yep.
comedy. All right, we've got two categories. We've got action and sci-fi. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do sci-fi.
Okay.
1981 wasn't a good year for sci-fi.
Mm-mm.
The ones I found were not. They're so sci-fi. My honorable mention is. Let's see, where's it at? Honorable mention: Escape from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Snake. Call me Snake. It's Kurt Russell and Air Force One is hijacked and crashed into the island of New York, and the president, Donald Pleasance, where it all began,
That's
is
right.
taken hostage by a group of inmates because they've turned New York into a prison where they just let people go and do whatever they want. So they contact Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell, to go in and save the president. And it was a very good movie. Had Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef, Adrienne Barbeau, who was really pretty
Mhm.
back then, Harry Dean Stanton, Donald Pleasance, and Ernest Borgnine again.
There he is.
There he is. So, yeah, I loved Escape from New York, 1981. And then my number one, and I introduced Steve to this movie,
Okay.
and it was, let's see, Heavy Metal.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the crazy thing about Heavy Metal is it has such a huge amount of actors doing voices. One of them is John Candy,
Hmm.
Eugene Levy,
Yeah.
uh, Don Franks, Jackie Burrows, Richard Romanus, Harold Ramis, Susan Roman. And it's just like a conglomeration of all these. If you have not seen it, I would suggest you should if you like sci-fi, adventure, fantasy stuff. And I actually think that's like the only time I've ever got Steve to watch an animated movie.
Probably was, dude, because it's not my jam. Yeah.
But it became his jam because every time he like talks to me, he says some of the lines like, "I got an angle, Charlie," or something else out of the movie. He'll just like quote to me, And
Yeah. Yep.
it was
Yeah.
it was a very disturbing movie, but I mean,
Mhm.
it's a fun ride, and afterwards, you don't have to think about it anymore. So
It's true.
I don't know.
Nice.
That was my number one, probably because you and I watched it together.
I had a feeling that you might pick that one. I really did. Uh, the minute I saw it was listed in 81, I said, "Oh, I know Michael really likes that movie." So nice. Well, all right. My number one is a movie I saw like way back around that time, but I haven't seen it in years since the 80s. So I'm a little bit behind on it, but I can tell you it's a David Cronenberg movie. And Michael, we just saw Possessor last night, which his son did, Brandon Cronenberg, right? We remember that
Mhm.
last night and we saw that in
Ugh.
Infinity Pool.
No, I don't want to watch that anymore.
But that's his son did those movies. This is his dad that did
Oh,
this movie. His
okay,
dad's name is David Cronenberg, who did The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
okay.
And he did this movie in 1981, and it's called Scanners.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that movie freaked me out.
it's a trip, man. 20 seconds, you explode. And
What
he's
was
also body horror, like his son. His son, the body horror stuff.
it's? I think that movie was more horror to me than it was sci-fi.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of classified as sci-fi horror is what it's under. Um, but I went ahead and threw it under the sci-fi category for me
Okay.
because of like it's not a slasher, it's not demonic possession like that. But yeah, all I remember was that it was really disturbing images and it's body horror, which I'm not a huge fan of now. I can handle it now though as an adult, obviously, but when I was a kid, that stuff really messes with you, or at least it did for me. So yeah, that's right. Jennifer says Scanners is so crazy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Superman 2 was from 1980. In fact, if you go back and watch last
Actually,
week's show,
it came out June 19th, 1981.
did it really?
Yeah.
How's that?
I thought it came out in 1980, but
I
I
did
just
too.
looked it up, but the release date was June 19th, 1981.
Oh,
So,
well, then I guess, all right, we stand corrected. Well,
but
that would have changed our list. We talked about it last week.
yeah, but there's also people that say it came out in 1980. I don't know, understand
Yeah.
this. Nope, it says June 19th, 1981.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. Last week,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
we have to retract our statement.
Just our source was bad. We got a bad source on that one.
So at least we'll retract it, like unlike other like major newspapers and articles. You know?
Yeah. Any newspaper or television station, they won't retract anything.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry guys. We did. I mean, it was Superman 2 was my favorite action movie. Last week's episode. So it would have been my favorite one for this week too.
Yeah, I was.
Well, that's funny I said that because that's our last category. So, moving to action. Now, when it comes to action, dude, I've got an honorable mention that I'm venture to say. I'm willing to say maybe only one person on this live stream at the most has seen other than me.
Everybody on the live stream, what is your favorite action movie from 1981?
Yes.
We'll
Start
give you
put that in.
2 minutes.
Yes.
And while
Okay.
we're waiting, why don't you throw out one of your favorite little video clips, Steve? One of your
You mean a
little
super chat clip?
Yeah, super chat clip. Why don't you throw out one?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Dude, there's so many, man.
I know.
Really, there's so many. Well,
Man, you have not played a Bobo clip for so long.
it's been a while. I mean, gotta love the thigh grabbing screamer and the tongue flicking dancer. Those are I have both of those, Bobo 1 and Bobo 4. Here, let's go. So guys, put your favorite action movie in right now for 81 while we get some entertainment by the Bobos. And we'll also have a public service announcement from the American Lung Association. Here we go.
I'm gonna make your Bobo bounce right now.
I'll make your bubs bounce. I'll make your bubs bounce. Let's go.
Now we're pleased to bring you a message from the American Lung Association.
Hi, I'm Laura Hinman. I'm the spokesperson today for the American Lung Association, and I'm just here to tell you young people and you old people also, stop smoking. Smoking is hazardous to your health. Smoking causes cancer. You young people think it's so cool to smoke, but it's not. You get all that old tartar on your teeth, and then you have to have your teeth cleaned, and you get the lung, you get it all in your lungs, and then you wind up with lung cancer, and before it's all over with, you wind up dying because of smoking. Smoking should be a no-no.
And cut. Well, that's keeper.
Woo! I need a cigarette.
All right. All right, Michael, why don't you read us off here? What do we got? We got some movies coming in.
So, Jennifer Armstrong said Raiders of the Lost Ark. Before that, Bearded said it has to be Raiders, right? And I think Bearded is like bugging our conversations, Steve.
I think he is.
Two Boys and their Scary Pop says Empire Strikes Back or Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Empire Strikes Back came out May 21st, 1980. So it was a year before that. So Raiders of the Lost Ark. Nighthawks. I'm not sure what that is.
Not sure. Okay.
Got a little bug on us, little Jason. Raiders. Definitely going to be Raiders for me. So my number one was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's mine as well, by the way. Both of ours, number one.
And it had a huge cast. It had Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, Paul Freeman, Alfred Molina, John Rhys Davies, Frank Marshall, Ronald Lacey, that Nazi that picked up the medallion and burned his hand. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Him, I just loved to hate him. And then when his face melted,
Gnarly.
it was awesome.
Mm.
Yep, I loved it. Oh yeah. Rutger
Sylvester
Hauer.
Stallone and Rutger Hauer, dude.
Wow. I have to
I don't
check
think
that
I've
out.
seen that, Mike.
Me either.
Ooh, Two Boys, an honorable mention. Enter the Dragon. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Bruce
Wow,
Lee.
Bruce Lee. Heck yeah, man. Well, Raiders was my first favorite also, but I have to tell you, my honorable mention is a movie that I don't think anyone here probably has seen. And I want you guys in the chat to tell me in the chat if you've seen this movie, because I seriously want to host a watch party right here, Michael, for this movie. It is so much fun. It is the actual actor who's the star of the movie was the main vocalist in the Phantom of the Opera Broadway play.
Wow, throwing
He
some
actually was
facts
the
there, Steve.
Yes, it's Michael. I got to look his name up now. But he actually played. It's Michael Crawford. There it is, Michael Crawford. He was the
Okay.
actual Phantom in the Phantom of the Opera play, Broadway, and so he started acting in this movie, and the movie is called
Phantom of the Opera.
Condor Man. I got to tell you, is anyone seen this in the chat? Condor Man, 1981. Michael Crawford. It's got. You remember Teen Wolf, Mike, the movie with Michael J. Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Remember his father, that
Mhm.
actor? I don't remember his name. He stars in this also.
Hmm.
So basically, what the story is his character's name is Woody, and he's a cartoonist, and he fantasizes about becoming the heroic character he creates. He draws Condor Man as a cartoon, and then one day he gets the chance to be a real hero when his roommate works for the CIA, which is the father from Teen Wolf,
Okay.
and he enlists him to deliver some harmless documents to Istanbul. And there, Woody introduces himself to the beautiful KGB agent Natalia as Condor Man. It's just a bit of harmless fun until Natalia decides to defect to the U.S.
Oh.
And they don't like that, and it becomes a mission, a real mission.
Mm.
And
They're putting themselves in danger.
yes, they are. Now, I got another story to tell you about this movie. And Jason says he has seen this in the theater, loved this film. Jason, that is so cool. Two Boys says, I've seen it, but it's been in quite some time. Okay. John says, I've heard of it, but never saw it. Bearded says, I've heard of it, but never saw it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer says, my eyes. What is that movie? It looks fun. Oh, gosh.
You know, when you're talking about it, it sounds kind of like the Pink Panther. Remember when he went to Oktoberfest and he met the Russian agent and she fell in love with him and she wants to defect?
Yes. It's very similar. I have it on VHS and iTunes, Jason. That's fantastic. Dino
Henry
says
Mancini.
He did. The same one that did the Pink Panther theme. Must be great.
Oh my gosh, we just said that.
That's awesome. Seriously, that's incredible. So, Michael, I think we should do a watch party soon, man. Seriously, it's a fun movie. Jennifer, you have to be there, and so does Eric. Eric's never seen it. Jennifer's never seen it. Be first time watches. So it's a lot of fun. It's a fun movie. It's super cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. And I will tell you a quick story about this, Michael. I think you may or may not remember this, but when it came out in theaters, Dad took me to see it. We saw it together. And I loved this movie as a kid so much that the next weekend, Dad was like, it's time to go back to the movies. It's like, what do you want to see? And when I'm like, I want to see Condor Man again. And he's like, Really? You sure about that? You don't want to see a new movie? I'm like, no. So he took me a second time. And then, like a couple days later, he's like, hey, let's go watch a movie. I said, okay. And so we get to the theater. He's like, what do you want to see? We're talking about what? I said, Dad, I really want to see Condor Man again. And he's like, oh, son,
boys.
we just watched it 2 days ago. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to see something else? I was like, Dad, I really want to see this again. He's like, all right, son, we'll watch it again. He took me 3 times and sat through that movie 3 times for me, dude. And
that's love right there.
that is love, dude. That is a father right there. And that was so, I'll never forget. I mean, I'm remembering that. I mean, I was in 1981, dude. I still remember that. Him doing that. It's just, it made an impact on me. He could have said no, but he didn't. So that movie's always held a special place to me because of that. So I just want to say, guys, this would be a fun watch party. And I think as a big group, it's a cheesy, campy 80s movie, and it's just a lot of fun. Jennifer says, I'm writing down all the movies we're doing watch parties for.
I think if we wanted to, we'd have to like do a movie watch party every single night for the week for a whole month.
I seriously would.
All right. So that's your number one?
That's my number one, bro, for action. Well, it's my honorable mention, but
it's your honorable mention. Okay.
Yeah, but the more I talk about it, it's quickly taking over the Raiders. The more I talk about it.
So did you have any other honorable mentions?
That's it.
Okay. So my honorable mentions after Raiders of the Lost Ark was Clash of the Titans. I saw this. It came out in TV, I think a year after it came out in movies. And I just remember seeing the mechanical owl.
Yes.
And him like taming the Pegasus and flying, and the freaky Medusa. How he had to use his shield to do it. It had Judy Bowker, Harry Hamlin, Maggie Smith, Ursula Andress Burgess Meredith, and Claire Bloom. Had a star cast. I mean, it wasn't a star movie, but it had a star cast.
Yep.
And it was pretty fantastic. I at the time for what it was worth as a kid, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So, and then I have one more, which I think we should really do a movie watch of, and it is The Time Bandits. 1981. It has Sean Connery, John Cleese, Michael Palin, Craig Warnock, Tiny Ross, Catherine Hellman. It has what was the woman's name who was on Popeye with Robin Williams? Ian Holm.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, I can't remember her name, but she played Popeye or Olive Oil in Popeye.
Popeye, okay.
And she was in this movie too. Shelley Duvall. That's it.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah, and it had a huge cast, and I really liked the movie. And at the very end, it was like kind of a sudden stop. I mean, a lot of the 80s movies that we watched were like, fantastic. And all of a sudden it's just like this sudden stop, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That was how Time Bandits was.
Okay.
But I still think we should do a watch party of it.
Yeah. Add it to the list, man. The ever-growing list is keeps getting larger and larger.
Love it.
I do. Nice.
Well,
is that everything?
That's it for me on for the action movies.
All right, I think we're done. We've hit action. Yeah, we've hit horror, action, comedy. That's everything. So, guys, there they are. Now, here's the question, Mike. We've
Hey,
gone through
Destin.
all the movies.
Okay.
So now we're going to do our final thing, and then we're going to call it a night. We're going to, hey, Destin, dude, what's going on, bro? All right, good to see you, man. We just went through our favorite movies from 1981 in 5 categories: horror, drama, action, sci-fi, comedy. Jennifer says we need weekly watch parties. I hear you. Trust me, we're talking about it for sure. So what we're going to do now is Michael and I are going to give you our we're going to rank our top 5 from this list. From this list, we're going to rank this is regardless of genre, our top 5 favorite movies of 81, which comes in 5th place, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st overall.
Okay.
Which is not that easy to do, honestly. So
for 1981, for me, it's kind of easy.
Is it easy for you? Yeah, okay.
It's easier.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking over them again now. I guess it's not as hard as some years are going to be. When we hit the mid 80s, dude.
Man, just trying to figure out which one for each genre is your favorite.
Yes.
I mean, there's going to be... we have to make a rule where we can't have more than 2 honorable mentions.
Oh, I mean, we may even have to say 1 honorable mention. Make it super hard, but it's going to be like impossible. But we'll figure it out. All right, let's do it, man. What's your number 5 most favorite?
It would have to be American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
How's yours?
For me, I'm going to say my number 5 overall will probably be Halloween 2.
But that wasn't your number 1 favorite for horror.
Oh, hold on. Yep, hang on a second. I'm looking at the wrong thing. You're right. One moment, please.
You're what? Take your time.
It's just the number 1s. Okay. Got it. Coming in at number 5 is going to be...
We need Casey Kasem right now.
Exactly. All right.
It's a long dedication from a girl in Wyoming talking to a boy in Texas.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a flip, man. I know I'm breaking a rule. Probably I don't think it's really a rule, but I'm putting Condor Man above Raiders. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna be a rebel tonight. Condor Man is what I'm going, because I really do. I think I would watch that more than Raiders. All right, 1 second. Then I'll give it to you. Give me
1 second,
1
please.
moment. Yes. Okay, guys. Sorry for the delay. All right. So for me, coming in 5th place, it's going to be Chariots of Fire.
Okay.
Yep.
So American Werewolf for me, Chariots of Fire for you.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 would be... Taps for me. Drama.
Okay. All right. Number 4 for me will be Scanners. Sci-fi.
2 Boys, I think he did.
Well, I'm going to look at the chat.
That's his number 1.
Fox and the Hound? Oh, sure.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 is Scanners.
Scanners, okay. So mine was Taps, yours was Scanners.
For number 4, yep.
My number 3 would be heavy metal.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, number 3 is coming in as Stripes.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. So I have heavy metal. You have Stripes. My number 2 would be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. My number 2 is Condor Man. Dun, 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 dun. The theme song is great. Henry Mancini killed it.
So Raiders of the Lost Ark and Condor Man.
Yep.
Which actually would be tied because when you first started off, yours was Raiders of the
It
Lost
was
Ark.
Raiders. You're right. If I hadn't changed it, it would have matched. Yep.
All right. So my number 1 is Stripes.
Ooh, nice. And for me, it's Happy Birthday to Me is my number 1 from 81, baby.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's not Halloween 2.
Nope. Not. There it is, guys. Those are our lists for our favorite movies from 1981. For those of you that joined a little bit late, don't worry. Check out the replay. It's been a really fun stream, and we covered it all the categories, all the 5 big categories. And you can also leave comments. So even though you may not be able to talk to us live on the replay, you can leave comments on the video of what your favorites are in the categories. So we'll still be able to chat with you on the comments. So please do that.
Yeah, don't think that it's just a dead video because
No.
Steve and I check it all the time.
Yes, we
and
do.
we get notified when people like comment on our videos, and we
Yep.
love to chat with people when they've commented on our videos. It makes our day. Please.
Yep.
Please come chat with us.
Please.
Please.
Yes. We would love to do that. Yeah, John, check out the replay, man. We would appreciate that. It's okay. We're glad you got to catch some of it live. And for those of you, even though I know we're at the very end now, we're going to start winding down. But for those of you who didn't get the announcement, and although you do see it on the bottom of the ticker, but I know a lot of times people don't really look at the ticker very much. They're looking at the main screen. But we do have, just as a heads up, we do have the ability, even though the channel is not monetized yet, we do have the ability to take Venmo super chats. So just an FYI, just so you guys are aware, this is now available. So you can send super chats through Venmo on your Venmo app. So it's super simple just to do at the Movie Bros React. You send it right there. Michael and I monitor the Venmo app throughout the stream, and we check it like every 5 minutes as we're talking. So any super chats that come through, we move your comment to the front of the line, of course. And we'll just like, we do on my Craven channel, and we just goes right to the front of the line. So we just wanted to let you know, this is the very first night that we have rolled this out as an option for you guys. So we appreciate you. And we appreciate Jennifer and the Bearded Entertainment, Eric, for our very first super chats for the channel. It's been very nice of you guys, and
Yay!
it means a lot to us that you guys.
It does very much.
Yeah, that you guys that have done that for us. We appreciate it, and we hope that you guys really enjoyed the stream and that it was entertaining because it is. Because I certainly had a great time.
I have a great time going. It's like a flashback. Back to the 80s.
It is, dude. It is. Now, Jennifer's asking if we could do the musicals. Oh, Jennifer, that's a tough one because
Jennifer, for you, I will include musicals.
I mean, you know what? This is Jennifer asking, and Jennifer is like, she goes way back, and she's so faithful and always a part and committed part of the community. So, Jennifer, honestly, I would probably say no to 90% of the people that would request this. But it's coming from you because I don't really like musicals. I'm just a personal preference. That's all.
I don't either, but
Neither does
mean-
Michael, but we'll do it. We're here
I
for you
mean,
guys.
I don't know. I mean, I'll look for musicals for you know
Yeah.
those certain years, but
Right.
if they don't come up, we'll let you know.
Oh, she says she was joking, pulling
Oh.
her legs. Okay. Well, see, Jennifer, we were being honest though. We were going to actually try and do it for you. I will say this though. There's one musical, and I think I mentioned this last week, from like 1983, I think, that I
Papa,
really
can you hear
enjoy.
me?
No. I've got the DVD. I found it on eBay.
The
I have
Wiz?
it. No, I found it on eBay, and I've got the DVD of it in my house, and it stars Christy McNichol, and it's called the
Pirate movie.
Yes, the Pirate movie. You guys, if you like musicals and you want an old 80s cheesy musical, watch the Pirate movie. That's my recommendation. Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. Yep, that was what was
So there's
Yeah.
a movie that came out in 1982 that
okay.
I'm going to choose for next week
Yeah.
that we have a hugely big, history about.
Mhm.
And all I'll say about the movie is spaghetti.
Oh gosh, no. I already know what it is.
And you
That's the only clue I need.
that you get to tell the story about that.
Okay, fair enough. Guys, let me just tell you, you want to be here next week because
Mhm.
that story is among Michael and I's stories for all these 30 years. That is an epic one.
30
30
still
plus.
still in the short.
No, yeah, it's 30 plus years.
Yeah.
It's epic. Jason says, I'll definitely watch this on replay. Stephen and Michael, you are the best. Oh, thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
It's very nice of you, my friend. We appreciate it. And like I say, guys, if for any reason you have not subscribed to the channel, I think everyone here has. You've been
Yeah.
here faithful here every week. But hey, we're at 617 subs. We're trying to get to 1,000. So, if you know of anyone that may like this channel and what we're doing here, then friends of yours, coworkers, anyone, family, anyone you think that may enjoy what we do, we appreciate you sharing it out. We're just a couple of guys working hard, trying to make good content that we hope that you'll find entertaining. And we just love spending time together and with you. So, the more the merrier. So we appreciate your help in any way possible.
Oh. Wow.
Well, there you go, Jennifer. This is a big one for you next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Pirate movie. There you go. Grease 2 and Xanadu. Oh, we are. Musical guilty pleasures. Yeah. 3 of the dumbest musicals ever. Oh, gosh.
So in it's May right now. In 2 months after May, what's going to happen, Steve?
Oh, yeah. So a little announcement for you guys. Very special, exclusive Movie Bros React announcement. In 2 months from now, just a little over 2 months, Michael will literally be flying down to my location, and we will be broadcasting on the Movie Bros React live in the same room together.
You'll hear all the echoes.
You'll hear echoes. You'll hear delays. It's going to be beautiful. And we're going to be here live in the end of July with some epic live streams. We're going to probably do a watch party live while we're here, while he's here. We'll do a live stream with you guys. We might even, who knows? We're talking about some stuff. Maybe even having a special guest.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's possible. We're not going to promise anything yet except a good time.
And
Whatever
we're trying
we
to
do.
get we're trying to get people to interview with us on our channel too.
Yep, we're working on some stuff. Yeah, trying to get some, maybe see if we can get some special guest interviews for you guys. So a lot of things are in motion, right? But you guys know how this works.
Mm-hmm.
There's never, you can't, it's out of our control, right? Some of these
It
things
happens when it happens, right?
there's no clock. Yeah, you can't put a clock on it. You just have to, you have to set it in motion, and then it just kind of goes on its own, like
The motion of the ocean.
right. It's like a snowball. It just kind of takes its own pace. But we're going to be streaming live together in the end of July.
Thanks,
Just a
Jennifer.
little over. Yes, we get live stream to say it's equally hilarious and epic. Yes, Jennifer, it's going to be epic for sure. Be ready. We're going to have a great time.
Just
And
let
I
us don't
want
have to watch Walrus again or whatever that Tusk.
no more tusks. No. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we'll have to get the gang together. We'll have to get Knight and Coriander. We'll have to get the whole gang together and do a watch party over here on the channel. Two Boys says, can you give us some movie quotes? Get back to the chopper. I don't have time to bleed.
So
Michael?
be it, Jedi.
Nice. You are forgiven.
What? What was that from?
Actually, the actual real line is, now, Michael, you better get this. You are forgiven, Commander Crew.
Oh,
So what's the movie?
apology accepted, Commander.
That's Star Wars. My movie's a different one, though.
Oh, that's The Last Starfighter.
Yes.
Nice.
You
You
are
almost
forgiven,
threw me there for a
Commander
second.
Krug. Yes, that's right. I am properly traumatized from Tusk. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Eric's Two Boys is wanting quotes from the movies we cover each week. You have to do.
Oh.
Okay. All right. That's a
Let's
good.
see.
Idea. All right.
I mean, on Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the most epic scenes is when the guy comes with the whip and he sits there and he just like tisks and pulls his gun out and shoots him. I mean,
That's awesome.
I can tisk.
But that's a cool idea. Let's see what we can
Yeah.
pick up, man. Maybe try to find a memorable line.
Oh,
from
you
some
know
of
what we
these
should
movies.
do is a memorable line from the movie, and we'll say it before we release it and see if they can guess it.
Yes. Now you're talking. Yes. There you go. I think that's a good idea, man. Yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, listen, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. It's been an hour and a half, and it's been a lot of fun. We have covered
Very much fun.
1981.
1981, baby.
It's in the books. And so we are now set our sights on 1982.
Because we're no Sharon Stone,
We're
baby.
no Sharon Stone. And so next Thursday night, we want to see all of you back here at 9:30 or 9:40 p.m. next Thursday night. We're going to cover 1982. Same format, all 5 categories again, and then our top 5 ranking. And come prepared. Bring your favorite movies, guys, so we can
bring your grandparents and your parents and your
yes,
kids.
bring the family, and gather around the computer.
Sit around the fire and have the laptop up and drink some
Heck
hot
yeah.
cocoa.
Yes, do it. We'd love to have you guys back. Mayanne says good night. Eric says he'll be here, the bearded one.
Nice.
All right, Eric, great. Two Boys says lots of fun. Thanks for taking us back to the movies. That's awesome, Two Boys. And bring your Reese's Pieces. Now you're
Yeah.
talking. That's like one of the best movie candies.
Eagle.
Phone home. Come on,
home.
Michael.
Huh. It's been a while. I need some pizza.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. Once again, thank you all for being here. And we had a great time, and we hope you did too.
Thank you all.
We'll be setting up the stream for next Thursday, probably tomorrow. So be on the lookout so that you can set a reminder. And yeah, we're excited about that already. And Dino says they'll be here. Jennifer says she'll be here. Great.
Nice.
Well, we'll look for all of you then. And until then, you can see Michael and I on our own channels. Don't forget the Carbonite Jedi. Michael's
Yes.
posting shorts almost every day and long form a couple times a week. And sometimes he's live streaming. So be sure you're keeping an eye on his content. And over on my channel, Craving Something Scary, I'll be live streaming Sunday night for a members only watch party of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm streaming tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Central Time.
Videos every day, right?
Almost every day, and try to do videos almost every day. Yep. So if you guys are available in the morning for a rare morning stream, I'll be over there talking Scream 7 theories. So hope you guys can be there.
Hospital
Join us.
theories.
No hospitals. No more hospitals. But anyway, guys, thanks
No
for your
Flash.
No Flash. Thanks. That's another watch party. Oh my god.
We already saw it.
Did we do Hamburger?
Yeah, we did. Remember we got Katie on there?
Oh, that's right, dude. I totally forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Oh well. All right, guys. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for your super chats tonight. And thanks for being here. We really had a great
thank you. Yeah.
So one last time for tonight. This is Steven.
And this is Michael, and we are the Movie Bros.
React. Good night,
Yeah,
guys.
always forget that.
I got you, brother. Bye.